Okay, all right. Well, here it is. Guys, again in the chat, let us know, HANZELOT or Glorious, who will be facing SWBATtle in the next round in the semi-final later on this afternoon. Let us know. For now, though, it's a best of 5 once more. The 4th match, our last quarterfinal of today. Set 1, let's do it.
Is it time for the glory days to rise, or will he be slashed down and hunted forever as we go into this Europe preliminary quarterfinals? Match 4, set 1. We're going straight as fast as we can into this, say. We've seen Oliver, we've seen the Robo. That's the intention for the first turn. But HANZELOT is also there with that Eshir.
Yeah, those are very comfortable picks, and I would definitely see Glorious if HANZELOT were to lock in that Eshir plus that Zima. Glorious go back to his common drafts with maybe the Wunsa in there. He really likes to lock in that turn 1, and he really likes to utilize his LD units as well. Goes for a Ren. Very formidable, very fast unit, and also recent pickup from Glorious and Nephthys.
Yeah, but he's got the speed leads in there. He's got the units with a high base speed as well, signaling. Let's just test it out, right? Juno maybe changes things up on the side of HANZELOT, maybe a little pivot, but is it too late?
I think the Juno can be pretty good, but you have to be careful on that Dark Robo. The Dark Robo does a lot of AoE damage and can actually make it work against those turn 2 kind of comps, which HANZELOT is showing right now, also with that Veromos.
Yeah, he's picking up 2 of the units that are going to eat the debuffs that come out on the side of Glorious. Glorious deciding there to partner up with maybe double Robo action as well. Is he going to have enough to follow it up like you said, say?
Yeah, the double Robo would have been pretty bad because the Dark Robo really fits. Wind Robo, not that much, because you're probably fighting 2 fire units. Tian Lang probably does fit a lot better because it's kind of disenables the Juno and the Veromos for cycling a lot.
Yeah, there we go. We've got Dark Robo being taken out as well as the Juno, who the guys do not want to deal with. We've got speed leads on both of them. It's our SWC2024 Europe Preliminary Quarterfinals, Match 4, Set 1 between Glorious and HANZELOT, who will be facing up against SWBATtle in our next match. Taking that first turn, it is going to be the Ren. Can they get silences off? Oh.
Does manage to get to silence, and that Tian Lang, there's always a discussion like, does your Tian Lang have to be fastest in the team? Well, in this position, in this matchup, absolutely had to be, and it worked out very well. Did not manage to stun the Seara though, so there's no debuffs on that one, but you also have to be careful. That Veromos cannot take any turns, and Glorious does know that.
Exactly, but Seara now can maybe change things up. Can she land a bomb and maybe get a stun out to prevent? No.
Where we didn't have the Tian Lang. Oh, there is a Despair. Seara landing 2 very crucial Despair stuns there as well.
Yep, huge there. Do you try and go into the Veromos to try and take him out here with that second skill, say, or do you pile damage somewhere else?
You actually don't want to do it at this position, and Glorious does know it. It's probably on Nemesis, and if things are on Nemesis, you would probably hit it for a little bit too hard, and you don't want to do that at this position yet. I think it's a very smart play to first hit something else, or he could have tried with the Ren skill 1 to maybe go for a stun, but I like this threat state, and therefore the bomb is not that much value. Can Nephthys kill? Nephthys is not on crit rate, so there's not enough damage going in.
It might be now, though, Tian Lang's turn. He can look to confirm that kill. Seara does have a bomb that she can look to land at the moment. It will be going off on Ren on the next round anyway, say.
Yeah, so we definitely have 2 bombs laying in there, but we still have 2 units on the field that can do a lot of work. That Nephthys, that Tian Lang. Big question, however, how much can a Zima do over here? Because Zima also has a skill 3, enabling quite some turns where you can't use your skills.
Yeah, we've got here the buff block over there on all of the units. Can Eshir get enough damage put in right now to at least get the bomb to kill? Or
no guaranteed kill yet. We do have a potential for this Tian Lang to land a little bit more armor breaks. Does do a little bit of damage, but not all too much. It's all going to be on the Tian Lang damage plus that Nephthys as we say goodbye to that Oliver right now.
Oh, nice additional turn there, they'll say. Putting up the skill 2, preventing them from taking any of the skills with the silence.
Yep, and we do have a Tian Lang skill 2. Used to do a lot of damage. It's slightly changed that it doesn't do as much damage, but the skill 2 and the skill 1 is still a lot of damage. It does some crazy artifacts right there, and this is very much an uphill battle for an Eshir to fight against 2 of those legendary LD units.
Yeah, it is self-sustaining, but once the skills get back online from Nephthys, she can apply some defense breaks. The silences is going to be crucial to stop any skill 3 damage coming.
Yeah, and then we still have that skill 1 armor break, skill 2 stuns. Where do you want to go for removing that doesn't actually do anything except for the damage, but in this case, is there enough damage on that? Nope, also not enough damage, not too much damage on that Eshir in this position, and therefore Tian Lang will say goodbye to this Eshir, and that is a first round victory to Glorious.
Wow, Glory taking that first victory right there in set number 1, say. Obviously, he managed to get off all of the things that he wanted, apart from the Seara that didn't get stripped, and it could have been the kind of uphill battle if it had have done a little bit more, I'd say, but it already did get 2 stuns on Despair, right? Is that something that he's kind of seen now, and how is he going to approach it?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. Whereas we were like, too bad, didn't land the bomb on the Oliver in the first round. Oh wait, did get stunned. So it's a little bit back and forth on that one. So it's hard to say, like, if you would replay that match, like, who would be the victor on that one. But in this case, we are going to have different pre-bans. We're going to see probably that Light Twins Angel that HANZELOT really likes to play being picked up, and the Zibala is available for Glorious. But what are the new pre-bans? We got the Han pre-ban and that Oliver pre-ban.
Yeah, taking out 2 very big speed leads. Obviously, Han only with the dark units, and Oliver with that 33%. Glorious right now does have all of the options in terms of the other monsters that are in the game. Does he signal again for turn 1? Is he going to go for... Oh, he steals that Seara instead.
Yeah, Seara is definitely one of those core picks of Glorious, whereas I don't think it is too much of a core pick for HANZELOT, but those 2 are definitely 2 core picks of HANZELOT. However, then there is that Tian Lang. There's just a lot of boost up from the side of HANZELOT already, because the Light Twins Angel also does have a boost up. Tian Lang is very formidable right there, but he can also hold off a little bit to it and first pick the other comfortable units.
Exactly.
As that Robo and that Nephthys.
Exactly, but HANZELOT knows that it's always going to be there, right? So right now in that 3rd and 4th pick, he has to decide, is he going to go for it and potentially have to ban it out and see how he can deal with it? Chungpong and Tomoe taking the speed lead in, and also Chungpong.
Yeah, very interesting one to see Chungpong and Tomoe, because Tomoe is probably signaling that he has to go for another AoE strip later on. But then there's also these kind of units that Glorious has. He has the Seimei. With the Seimei on the field, there's not going to be too much damage. However, Chungpong might slightly prevent that with pushback. So let's see what what HANZELOT would like to pick for a final pick. He probably still has to go for some kind of speed units or speed lead. But he could actually decide to go more for Bruce style himself as well, because that Robo is most likely on Violet, nothing is on a Swift build, and therefore goes for Bruce unit, which is also very much a signature unit for HANZELOT, the Dark Indra.
Yeah, Devaraja coming out onto the field right now. You saw the response from Glorious there, say, he brought out Tian Lang in response to what was already on the field. Then the Seimei came as well. Really just counter-picking there. Who do you like to ban?
I think you have to ban that Seimei, because the Dark Indra is going to be placing a lot of provokes, and there's going to be a lot of debuffs that HANZELOT wants to place in Glorious. If the Seimei is on the field, ain't gonna happen, therefore also removed.
Yeah, we've got speed leads from both of the guys, Glorious and HANZELOT. It's our Europe preliminary quarterfinals match for set number 2. Glorious versus HANZELOT. Glorious is 1-0 up at the moment. Can he look to continue his lead in this competition? Eshir taking that first turn, but Tian Lang, is he going to cut? Yes. Can he get strips and stuns, maybe? Oh!
Does get very crucial strips and very crucial stuns. So in this case, the Robo is going to be moving, well, pretty much after the Indra as well. So you have to be focusing that Robo runner. Decides not to go for the Robo, decides that Nephthys is a bigger threat. So let's see if he agrees with that after the end of the match, because this Robo can do a lot of damage when you just let him be.
Exactly. Bombs can be planted from Seara right now. Who's she going to look to tumble more of the damage into? It is going to be that Tomoe to prevent it from spreading.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage. 20k on that bomb. That's a lot of attack on that Seara and a lot of artifacts into bomb damage. That's an insane amount of damage. From this position, can you also... Okay, not too much damage on the skill 1, but another bomb, and we do like to see those bombs. That is already a dot Chungpong as well, and the Eshir is not looking too lively as well.
No, it seems almost like Glorious has managed to do what HANZELOT wanted to do to Glorious, right? Get those debuffs and spread them around. You could see that Robo getting the additional dot, well, the dots, additional damage over time, and now Eshir against the world.
Yeah, Eshir against the world on that low HP ain't gonna happen, but I want to emphasize that Seara did an insane amount of damage. That's a very well-runed Seara.
Yeah, but Glorious managing to take it 2-0 against HANZELOT so far in this set, say. You could see how much damage then that came out of that Seara, but everything kind of seemed to work there for Glorious. Obviously, the Tian Lang coming in, getting some crucial stuns, and also the Tomoe not being able to then get her skill 3 off, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see a Zibala once again being banned, but with the last 2 matches, I would say the key point of Glorious winning is having either the Tian Lang back pocket pick or the Tian Lang on the battlefield itself. So if you like to use Oliver and all kinds of units that give boost, you probably do want to ban out that Tian Lang.
Let's see if he can respond around it then. He must have somehow been able to get it to work in his mind before going into this match. We see the Seara, we see the Dark Robo. HANZELOT did then deciding to go for a Yonhong, maybe trying to secure that first turn with that unit.
Yonhong with that Zima. Once again, definitely an opener for a Tian Lang. Yep, we see it right there, but who does he like to pair it with? Once again, does feel pretty strong if you would go for the Seimei, but maybe a little bit too early. Does decide to go for maybe another additional speed leader.
Deciding against it at the moment, maybe figuring out exactly if he needs another speed or if he's going to try and bruise it out with that monkey.
Yeah, definitely do like the monkey as well. The 3 units on the battlefield are not that great into the monkey, so HANZELOT has to be looking into 2 units that would be great into the monkey. Once again, going back to that Dark Indra, didn't do as much in the previous match, but if there is a full AoE strip on the enemy side, it can actually provide a lot of provokes. Deciding against that, going for the Rika. Does he go for a double dot scenario where you maybe add in like a Fire Geralt or anything like that? No, it does go back to the Indra, but then there is that Seimei, and that's the big issue with the draft that's Glorious is showing right now. You have to ban the Seimei, and therefore you don't have the luxury of banning the Tian Lang or anything else.
Exactly, there's no immunity realistically on the side of Glorious, so if one of those units can get off the provokes or the additional dots, additional damage over time from Rika, it could be interesting. Seimei is banned out, along with that Zima, obviously, to prevent any more damage coming out. We've got speed leads on both of these guys. It is our Europe Preliminary Quarterfinals Match 4, Set 3. Can Glorious already advance through to the semi-finals with a 3-0 against HANZELOT in this one? It's time for us to find out exactly. Yonhong taking that first turn, but where do you go?
Yeah, it's hard to say. You could maybe go for that Seara. It showed a lot of damage, and if you have a lot of damage, you're probably a little bit squishy, but did not actually manage to land the skills to prevent or to get any boost up. And that Tian Lang is doing a lot of work. Once again, if the Seara goes for the bomb right now, does miss that bomb, which was very crucial. Does go for skill 3, a little bit more cycling that way. Monkey's probably not going to do too much damage early in the match, but still a formidable amount of damage. Definitely
getting that cool time into the Robo is going to be helping for now. Skill 1 is going to be enough to take out the Yonhong. Can Oliver look to try and control here, say?
Oliver is going to have a very much uphill battle, especially against that monkey, but the one that I'm more looking at is can the Dark Indra and that Rika get their skills up? Because then there's going to be a lot of dots. Well, Monkey has something to say about that. Dark Indra is not going to do that.
No, Oliver is going to be against that Fire Monkey, which is not going to be very pretty to look on the rest of this match right now, right, Say?
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, we still have that Tian Lang on the field. Sure, there's going to be a lot of dots from Rika coming pretty soon. I think she will get her skill up at any given time. But then it's just Rika against the world, which is probably not going to happen. Like, sure, she will take out the Seara over here. Sure, there's going to be a lot of dots over here. But she cannot sustain long enough to fight a Fire Monkey, let alone with the Tian Lang and the Robo.
Yeah, and he can self-sustain with that skill too as well. Does she get some stuns out to maybe prevent it a little bit longer? Because that Robo is going to be coming in, and it takes the win for Glorious. He gets through to the semi-finals, Adam.